What's up, champions? How you going? Just fixing my shirt. Oh, it's been a hectic morning, hasn't it? Fucking hell. Fucking hell. My hair is atrocious. I need a haircut. Send help. We'll get the Swanners going again. Like it's cold enough. We're going to talk about the future of Zed Run for a couple of hours, which is cool. Yeah, look, that's a really good question, and I will talk about that. I was under the impression that they were as well. We had Joe on my stream on... Was it she on mine? Yeah, she was on my stream on Friday morning last week, who said that they were going to do a weekly update, which then got moved to fortnightly update. I haven't seen one of those happening either, so I'm a little bit confused by it, and I would like to see it happen personally. I just don't know what the limitations are. I can't understand what the limitations actually are as to why. So I don't have an answer for you. But if anyone from the Zed Run team is listening, I think it's really important. We need some more communication. We need some steady communication. This is really cool. How do I bring this up? Let me find the website. That's probably... Oh. So for those who haven't seen it, I'll share my screen. I know that the Virtual Horse Racing League just put out a tweet yesterday, I think it was, saying what's happening. We are a month behind delay, and it looks like we are, there we go. So we have a launch delay, awaiting breed issues to be resolved at Zed Run. So the reason that this has been delayed is because of those breeding issues. This is the website to the Virtual Horse Racing League, and I think this is going to be epic. I think it's a really cool collaboration, and I think that it's going to change the way we race. If you want to talk about the future of Zed Run, and we're going to have so much to talk about, in my opinion, that for me is just a glimpse into where they're looking to take Zed Run. That's just a glimpse into what's happening, right? Like, how cool does that look? Race as a team, it's sort of the start of esports and where this could potentially go. Joining up teams together. I don't know how that's going to work, if we get to pick our teams, or if it's like a draft. I'm not sure if there's a captain. I'll definitely put my head up for a captain. Go the Swannies. The horses seem to be pre-bred, and maybe you just get given horses and the team have to work together to get the best out of those horses. I think that would be cool, as opposed to using our own horses. Yeah, like I would like to see some new horses in this. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but I'm assuming there's going to be seasons, there's going to be competitions, you win money, win NFTs, win trophies, win prizes, and that's going to be really cool. It's going to bring the community together. The ability to collaborate and try and work together to be better on the track is going to be epic, and I think it's going to just move the game forward. The partnership itself, I think, will bring in fantasy style gambling and gaming into the platform. Yeah, I think the partnership goes beyond it, and I think that it opens up some serious talks with esports, e-gaming, and everything else into the future. And this could be something that's huge and could change the landscape of how Zed Run works as well. If I had 100% control, I would simply make more classes. I think we've got too many horses put into too fewer classes. I think that they need to focus on the bottlenecks in class 5 and in class 1, mostly class 1. If you have horses that are an 81 rating versus horses that are 550 rating, that shouldn't be happening. It can't be 81 and over. I know this happened a long time ago, the class update. There was next to no horses on the network in comparison. There's next to no people on the network, stables on the network in comparison. So you can understand why it is what it is, but it needs to be updated. You can't have a horse going from class 2 and the competition that it's racing in class 2 and then going to class 1 and versing Rendezvous Peak, Baroque, Breathless Edge, Ducky Malin, Enormo for that matter. She's 280 rater. She shouldn't be racing these horses that are 81. So I think there needs to be more. I think there needs to be group classes. A group 1 should be an open race, and that should be the only one. In my opinion. So yeah, look, so to talk about Genesis horses, I think Genesis horses will always hold value. They're like the series 1, right? They're the limited edition, can never get them again. Do I think that all Genesis horses will hold more value than bred horses? Absolutely not. I think that in the future, bred horses will continue to increase in value as they outrun the Genesis horses and everything else. I think there'll be a handful of Genesis horses that will remain to be the most expensive or up there with the most expensive horses in the future, purely due to nostalgia, what they meant to the network, even if they've retired, what they mean in terms of breeding and future bloodlines and everything else. I think Genesis horses will always hold their value and probably increase in value. But I'm not entirely sold on the fact that they will always be the most valuable horse as a general rule of thumb in the game. Jersey boy. Oh, you're a funny guy. Do not make any financial decisions. Right, I'm going to go buy all the Genesis I can get. So DES is a staking DeFi token that is, I've forgotten the word. It gives you ownership in the company, essentially. That's what we know about it. It's linked in the beginning to owning Genesis horses. So if you own Genesis horses, you essentially will get airdropped DES, and we don't know what that looks like yet, so there's no point asking. I did see a document, a V1 document, going back months now, and so did LJ and a lot of other people in the platform back then. It got taken down. From my understanding, that it has pivoted quite a lot from that document in terms of how it's released, when it's released, and why it's released, etc., etc., etc. After legal advice, I don't want to talk to those sort of things. But if you look at DES, can someone help me out? Yeah, it's a DAO. Thank you. It's the DAO of the Z community. And so if you look at it from top level about what you can do, what we know about it is that it's going to be the DAO for Z Run. We know that it is going to have staking capabilities. We know that it is going to be airdropped in some capacity to Genesis holders. We know that it's going to have DeFi capabilities as well. What else do we know? That's pretty much all we know about it right now. So it's something to be excited about. It's not something to make financial decisions on, in my opinion. You will also be able to buy and trade and transfer and sell DES. We know that. But until there's a V2 document released, I wouldn't be making too many huge financial decisions based off the fact that it's coming out until we understand what that V2 document looks like. Racetracks. Awesome. This is going to be an opportunity for large companies for partnerships like Atari. It's going to be an opportunity for people to come together and have track ownership and create revenue through sponsorship, through prize pools. From my understanding with these racetracks, if you hold your own races, you actually get a cut of the race prize pools, just like what Zed does now. I don't think it'll be the full 10%, but it might be 50-50 or something like that. Holding custom races, holding stakes races, it's something I definitely want. I don't know if, I would have to mortgage my non-existent house that I have to buy one. I think they're going to be pretty exy. So I don't know if we get one for the Doofy community or not. I don't know what the answer is there, but I really, really, really want one. The future of Zed Run is racing. It's a racing platform with the ability to sorry, where am I going? So it's a racing platform with the ability to breed horses. So the breeding is a byproduct of trying to find great races, right? And when we bring in sponsored prize pools, when we bring in betting, stakes races, that's going to be really important for the racing. And you're going to see people focusing on racing a lot more because there's going to be a lot more opportunity to make money in the racing. We've already seen it in the $500 prize pools. Yes, you have to put your hand into your pocket to get into them. But when you start creating Atari tournaments like they're going to create eventually, where, you know, if you enter an Atari race at the end of the week, if you've won one, you then go into a stakes race for Atari token, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm using secondhand information and pulling pieces together. But those sort of tournament style stakes races where every Sunday in every single class, you have races that you're racing for free and you're getting money for winning, which is going to be cool. Virtual Horse Racing League is going to be something similar, I believe, as well. Third-party betting. It's probably a rumor that I have started, and maybe other people as well. I think that the primary reason the zest and the odds are changing is because we are getting close to having third-party betting. I don't think it'll be released everywhere around the world at once. There's probably jurisdictional and all of that other stuff that they need to get over. Things like Atari Hotel opening up on Decentraland make it a lot easier. They need to prove to betting, what are they called? Agencies, what's the word I'm thinking? Commissions, betting commissions around the world, that it is a fair game and that no one knows the outcome of the race before it happens and all of that sort of stuff. So I think that they should be able to do that pretty easily, but without, I don't know how they do that without giving away the integrity of the game. I don't know, but I think we're pretty close. I would like to see some more control for the owner or the trainer when entering a race, especially when we start going into things like, if we ever do like round tracks, bunching up, what gate you are in, who you get stuck with behind, etc., etc. I think it'll be really cool. Even just something as simple as giving a preference of how fast you want to sort of start the race. If you want to go forward, if you want to sit back, if you want to be off pacer, if you want to stay wide, if you want to stay away from the bunching, if you want to stay on the rail and try and get a run. I don't know if there's any sort of machine learning we can put into it or anything like that to be able to do things like the jockey did then. We obviously don't want to have a jockey or something like that making decisions. I think that when you enter a race, it has like two simple questions. Where would you prefer to sit in the race? Forward, mid, back, rail, mid, wide. And then based on what the other decisions are, that could really make a difference in how your horse runs, right? And I think that would be cool to give some sort of skill back to the game. Watch your horse. Does it like to have a burst of speed from the back? Does it like to lead? Enormo likes to lead. Whenever she's leading, I see that she runs better. She doesn't really have a burst of speed. But like Ducky Malin, I would love to sit her at the back, maybe 2 off the fence, out of trouble. And so she runs her normal race pattern. And, if everyone selects out the back, that means that there's a lot of pace out of the race. And it means that horses with a burst of speed will naturally run better. If there's a heap of horses that are vying for the lead, like in real life, and you've got a horse that likes to sit out the back, it actually makes it really hard to catch those horses because there's a lot of speed in the race, and those horses tend to do better because they're more consistent. And the horses that have those bursts of speed become more tired throughout the race to try and stay with them. Things like that happening, taking into consideration weather, all of that stuff, which will be cool. Some tracks like to, they're known for being leaders tracks, or they're known for being fast tracks down the straight. All that sort of stuff would be cool.